Adding the right sound effects to your course can take a lot of, well, in fairness, adding the sound effects is easy. Finding the right sound effects to your course can take time, a lot of time, especially when nothing seems to just quite fit or feel right. But with AI Assistant and Storyline, you can generate custom audio that fits your content in just seconds. So come on, let me show you how easy it is with AI Assistant. So I'm on this intro screen right here, and I'd like to narrate this. I know that I'm not the best narrator for the project, so let me do this real quick. I'm just going to copy the text, Control C to copy, and drop it down here in the notes panel. This is where the narration script would appear in your player. But I want this text here because I can use this to copy and paste for the text-to-speech, just like it works for the regular text-to-speech. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to come on up here to the ribbon, and under audio, we have three options. We have the text-to-speech, voices, and sound effects. It kind of doesn't matter what you start with here, because once we pop open any one of these, they're all available to you. So it just depends on which one you want selected when you get in here, but you have the text-to-speech, the voices, and the sound effects. So sound effects, straightforward. Describe the type of sound effect you like. We could say maybe sound of a busy restaurant with sounds of dishes and plates, right? Something like that, and background talking. And then we come down and we say, what's the duration? So by default, AI Assist is going to try to choose the best length for you, but if you wanted something a little bit longer, maybe 5 seconds, you could do that. You also have the prompt influence, so this is helpful. You can use the scale really to make the generation follow more literally or less literally to the prompt that you created. As always, when you're getting started, I leave the defaults and then I go from there. I start to modify and just really tweak after I get those initial settings set up. But I'd leave the default and then just generate sound effect. Pretty fast here. You're going to get four options off to the side, which is really nice because each one's going to be a little bit different. But sometimes they're different enough that you're glad that you got all four choices. And then you can just check these out. Just click each one of these to play them. So fantastic ambient sounds, right? When you want to use that as the background, maybe that's how you overlay your narration on top of that. But just a great use. You can add each of these to your media library. I'll just add each one. I like these. These are things that you could use later on anyway. So that's the sound effects, button effects, anything like that. Just type it in and you can generate those sounds. Now with the voices, you have these character voices, and these are just levels above anything that we've had before. So you can click each one of these character voices.
Our distrust is very expensive.
So the descriptions are going to be really important. So you have your filters up top. So you have gender, age, and accent. You can see those right here. But then you also have really this last part, this last keyword, which kind of indicates more about the style that you're going to see. So yeah, something like a news voice.
Just trust yourself, then you will know how to live.
Compare that with like a character voice.
Government of the people, by the people.
Right, a little bit more dramatic, more of that, that reminds me of that BBC radio, just a radio drama. So you have those different styles that you can use, and of course you can drill down and sort differently that way. I'm going to go ahead and just choose Alice. So I'll just click use, and now we're taken to the text-to-speech. But we could have started with text-to-speech and just found the voices here from the drop-down. So you have a lot of access to this. We just give you some choices for how you want to enter for the AI audio generation, what you're going to focus on. So once you have it here, you've got the voice, but if you wanted to come down and select a different voice or preview it, you could do that as well. Now, from the text right here, this is something that you can use from your slide notes, just like we have with the other text. You could type it in here, or you can just copy and paste from your slide notes, which is why I pasted that into there. And then we have closed captions. You can automatically generate closed captions along with the audio. Such a time saver. Advanced settings. And again, always like to start with the default settings, and then I move from there. So style exaggeration is one I like to play with. If you go over 50%, you'll see that it kind of gives you that little warning that it may cause instability. But essentially, you get these little alerts that tell you what that does. But I do like style exaggeration because that kind of creates a little variety, more variety in the voice. And you have stability and similarity. So I'm just going to reset the defaults, and then let's generate that speech and see what it sounds like. So it should be finished. Here we go. And we'll say, let's see.
Welcome to our workplace health program. We aim to create a friendly environment focused.
That is fantastic, right? So we could add that also to the media library. Then I could also come down and choose to insert that right here on the slide. Now, the closed captions, remember how we kept that enabled? Come up here to options, and we can choose to edit our captions. The captions are automatically generated for us. If you need to make any modifications to them, you certainly can, but you have those captions already created for you. What's interesting here, I wanted to play it.
We aim to
There's little breaths in the audio. I mean, how realistic is that, right? I spend all the time removing breaths from my audio to make it cleaner, but for the digital version, they're actually creating little breaths in there to add that sense of realism, right? So listen.
This course is the
so funny.
Honest.
But if you wanted to modify that audio, you could obviously use Storyline's audio editor and remove the breath. But I just think that from a realism perspective, that is just incredible. I'm going to close out. I don't need to save. I might like what I have. I don't make any changes. But now I have the closed captions and that fantastic audio that's already generated. And since I also created the background ambient sound, maybe I also want to drop in that audio clip that I already saved to media library. So we come down here, audio, media library, and then I have my sound effects, sound of a busy restaurant. I drop that in, and then maybe I just need to duplicate that, right? Just to keep that looping. Can't put it on same, right? So I could kind of string those together to create that ambient sound. Let's see.
Welcome to our workplace health program. We aim to create a friendly environment.
I'd probably come in and edit this audio to reduce the volume a little bit, but that's just a nice way to add additional context or to help set that scene for your narration audio, and also for whatever content slide that you're presenting, as a way to kind of transport the learner to that location. All right, adding sound effects has never been this easy. With AI Assistant, you can create the perfect sound effect in no time, taking your learner's experience to the next level and bringing your content to life.